Hello and welcome to Sport Tonight. I'm Cecilia Omogbe right here in Lagos. On the show tonight, we'll be talking about the UEFA Champions League. Yes, the familiar is back. You know, the unfamiliar that we witnessed at the league phase, and then you have the playoff for the knockout stage, and now you are in the real last 16. So games are currently going on. We will be giving you all the updates from the UEFA Champions League. And of course, the Ecowas is doing something again. It's the African Wrestling Championship. For the first time, Nigeria will be hosting. And of course, they're also making a first in that. For the first time in the 13-year history, women will be participating at the African Wrestling Championship. So it is a big one for all the wrestlers in Nigeria and of course across the Ecowas states. They will have opportunity to participate. Yes, the female referees that they've been using for a long time, that will also continue in this year's edition of the Ecowas African Wrestling Championship. Of course, the NPFL Matchday 27 will also be getting our attention tonight on the show. Shooting Stars just slipping away, more like allowing Remo Stars to run riot. And I mean, the difference is now 11, back to 11. That's the points they've opened up. So it's like the title is for Remo Stars to lose the way it is right now. And for Oyimba, they got their third away victory of the season. And Rangers couldn't do anything at the Kano Pillars. So much on NPFL Matchday 27 tonight on the show. And of course, what else? Yes, we will be talking about a big one. The list. I mean, Captain Ahmed Musa is making a return to the Super Eagles squad after almost 2 years away from that squad. Yes, the new coach, his first assignment was to produce the players that will be playing the Rwanda and Zimbabwe game this month. He brought out 39 players. Yes, 39. The games will be taking place this month. But he's got 39 players to, well, prosecute that. Later, he's going to choose 23. That's his headache anyway. But then you have Ahmed Musa, the captain of the team, actually returning to the Super Eagles squad. There are some new faces, about 4 of them also are joining in that squad. Just maybe him moving around the leagues in Nigeria has actually paid off because you have about 3 home-based players in that squad. Goalkeeping situation, from the goalkeeping position to defenders, and of course you have 1 in the midfield. So, yeah, that's 3. I was able to get. Austin is in. Austin, you're ready to jump in?
What a greetings to you, Cecilia, and of course everyone joining us on the show tonight. Always an action-packed world of sports. I'm monitoring what's going on in the UEFA Champions League. You just talked about Coach Eric Chelle and his list that he has released. It has got us talking. We will talk about that. The Nigeria Premier Football League. What a story. Remo Stars has opened, I think it's now 11 points gap at the top, Cecilia. They really want the league title. When we get into that one, we will talk about it. And I see wrestling on the menu also, and everything Ecowas seems to be doing with sports development. We love it so much. So much going on, and we will dissect, we will analyze, and bring updates as they drop on the show tonight.
That's what we will do on the show tonight, especially regarding the UEFA Champions League. It's a Tuesday, and as usual, you know who is right here in Lagos studio, right? Kende Idris is here.
Yeah, Kende Idris is here. It's a Tuesday. I was waiting for Austin to say rock and roll, you know. It is what it is, but you know the menu always, you know, very fantastic. The UEFA Champions League most definitely, but I'm loving, you know, the drama in the NPFL. Yes, you can say probably winning the league is almost looking like settled, but the drama for second, third, fourth position, which is continental spaces and also, you know, bragging spaces, is a war that we would, you know, monitor up until the final day. And then wrestling is on the menu. This is the strength of Africans. We need to make it count always.
We have to make it count, country like, now, we'll get to that. But let's start off with this one. I mean, Super Eagles coach Eric Chelle, he has released 39 players that will be those players that have been called to camp. 39 of them. Maybe later it's going to choose 23 out of the 39. And the question will be, all of us have been asking is, why bring in 39 players when you have a game later this month. And not just that, you won't have time to have all of them together because the maximum time you can have with these players will be maybe 5 days. So how do you have 39? Boy, that's his headache, right? But we will be looking at the players that he has invited, the ones who maybe invited on merit, and those they just feel, okay, you know what, he has been part of the set, let's just bring him in. Now let's look at the goalkeepers. So we have how many goalkeepers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have 5 goalkeepers. I was starting with, of course, the main man, Stanley Wambali from Chippa United in South Africa. You have Maduka Okoye of Udinese in Italy. Amos Obasoge, who plays in Tanzania, Black Stars. That's where he plays. He was playing for Benin Insurance the first time he was called up to the Super Eagles squad. But he hasn't had that opportunity to really, take a claim. Yeah. Adele Adebayo, of course, who plays for Cyprus. He's also here. And, of course, you have Kayode Bankole of Remo Stars. And everyone has been shouting his name because of his performance in the league so far. Let's take a look at the defenders here. William Troost Ekong, of course, the standing captain whenever Ahmed Musa is not around. He's here. Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Oyemachi, Gabriel Osho of France. You have Calvin Bassey of Fulham. He's scoring goals right now. Olaoluwa Aina, of course, from Nottingham Forest. He has been a mainstay for that club. But when you look at the English Premier League table, you will see where Nottingham Forest is. And, of course, Ola Aina is one of those players that have been doing really good for Fulham. Yes, continue with the defenders. Zaid Sanusi of Portugal plays for FC Porto. Igor Ogbu of Slava Praha of Czech Republic. You have Jordan Turuniga of Genk in Belgium. Of course, you have Ifeanyi Oyebuchi plays for Rangers International. So these are the defenders. Now let's go to the midfielders. Of course, you have a regular suspect with Ndidi of Leicester City, Rafael Oyendika of Club Brugge in Belgium, Al-Hassam Yusuf Abdullahi of New England Revolution in the US, Fisayo Dele Bashiru of Lazio in Italy, you have Frank Oyeka of Augsburg in Germany. Of course, you have Alex Iwobi Fulham, of course, plays in England. Now, continue with the midfielders. Joseph Aribo is also back in the mix, plays for Southampton, who are, of course, bottom of the English Premier League. Anthony Davis, this is a new face right here, plays for Gazprom in Turkey. Chrysanthos Uche, Getafe in Germany, and Papa Daniel Mustafa of Niger Tornadoes. So these are the midfielders. Now let's take a look at the forwards. Yes, it's loaded because you have 39 players. Samia Chukwueze of AC Milan in Italy, Victor Osimhen Galatasaray in Turkey, Ademola Lookman of Atalanta in Italy, Kelechi Iheanacho, people have been asking what's he doing here, Middlesbrough in England, Victor Boniface Bayer Leverkusen of Germany, and Moses Simon, of course, Nantes in France. So these are the forwards. Continue with Sadiq Umar is making a return also, who plays for Valencia in Spain. Nathan Teller of Bayer Leverkusen is here. Siri Dessers of Glasgow in Rangers in Scotland is also here. Tolu Aroko Dare of Genk in Belgium. This guy is scoring. He has scored about 15 goals so far this season, so that's why he's getting his first call up to the Super Eagles squad. Chidera Ejuke is making the return, place for Sevilla in Spain. Of course, Paul Onuachu, Southampton, is also making a return to the squad. Ahmed Musa, of course, Canopilas, yes, he is back. And Jerome Marco Adams of Sevilla in Spain is also part of the squad. So I'm going to start off with Austin. Austin, there are so many names here. Is there anyone you feel is missing that should be here, or anyone we could have, just tell, what are you doing here?
When I saw this list, I was like, hey, God help us. What are we doing? Are we inviting people to come for under 17 screening? Because with the task at hand, and it's what I was saying, that this guy will still work with the talents that Austin Eguavoen worked with. But now, I might be wrong, but I think he just got it all complicated now with all of these names that he has called. Who is missing? I think it's practically everybody that has been with the Super Eagles setup in the last 5 years that we have there, plus the ones that the media, social media, and everyone that friends and family of some of these players that have been saying they deserve a call-up. I think Eric Sikushe will just listen to them and call them up. I don't think anybody is missing.
Okay.
Who am I interested in that is being called up? Maybe Akko Adams, who just signed for Sevilla from Montpellier. What do I want to say again? Maybe Tolu. Tolu is in fine form. Cyril Dessas, he has an opportunity to prove himself again because I think he's a good player, but has not really shown his talent with the national team. Chrisantos Uche, also a decent midfielder with Getafe. Let's see what he can do. I've been shouting Papa Daniel Mustafa for
Yeah.
and I think they watched it and said, no, this guy, hey, Papa Daniel, you should give me a call and thank me, you know. Because I've said it over and over again that this guy, his work rate, his positioning, his set piece ability is a fantastic midfielder. And he showed it with the Chan Eagles and how we, swept aside Ghana. So, Cecilia, I don't know where to start.
Throw it to Kehinde.
No, I will throw it back to Kehinde because I'm a presenter.
Because you said you don't know where to start, so I'm like, okay, maybe you can start from somewhere.
No, but what I'm saying with this list is, does he have the time, to start watching them and go through the headache of dropping some? And then when you start with the main team now, you need to start getting the right blends, right strategy, build your system. There's just so much work to be done. But to answer your question, no surprises from me with the list. The additional players that have been brought in, hopefully they will get a chance to prove themselves and make the team. Kehinde Idris, I don't know about you, but is this more headache for the new coach?
Very heavy, very heavy. I was talking to some of my colleagues, friends. I said, one of the angles I've had pity on Eric Sekou is the fact that his very first game with the Super Eagles will be a competitive game. He does not have a chance of probably 2 friendlies or a friendly match for you to, where you can do several changes, try anything, loss does not matter. Hey, in his very first game, it goes against Rwanda, all important. In fact, it is not a case of if you get a draw, we can manage. It's a must win to set the tone, number one. Also, to derail the team at the top of our group standings, talking about Rwanda. So it's a crazy one for Eric Sekou. But for the man to come out with 39 names, 39 man squad, I guess I want to believe with the little he knows of Nigerian football, he already has his 26 or 27. The remaining are, okay, let me just see where I can adjust. He already has a core. If he does not have a core now, today, we're talking of 4th of March, he should already have that. If he doesn't have that, then he has a lot of trouble to go through. If he's still looking at what would happen, because there is no space, like Cecilia said, about 4 or 5 days, these players will start, trickling into camp. 10 comes today, 15 comes tomorrow. He does not have that time to do that. So he should have 23, 24, between that to 27 that already, is ready to work with. See, we already see this squad. And we feel, even without this squad, Nigeria is blessed with so much talent even at this period. Some will say, probably in the attack, look at the defense, the kind of defense line that we possess. Calvin Bassey, Olaoluwa Aina, Semi Ajayi, William Troost-Ekong. These names are notable. Semi Ajayi is also, these names, you just keep mentioning them. Fantastic. Although, for me, Ismail, who plays for Remo Stars, I feel he should be here. I feel Ismail has everything for him to be here. And maybe someday he will get another color because he's gotten one already. So this is, like we say, beautiful headache. But for a new coach, this is crazy. And if he does not have his 27 at the back of his head, in this 39, then it's crazier than whatever it is, I think. And look at the squad. A lot of Nigerians are asking, why is this one? Number one, it's a provisional squad. This is not the squad that we're taking to match day. It's a provisional squad. I think what Eric Sekou did is give himself more than enough room to pick from. Do not, box yourself at the very start. Now you have 39. So sit with your team.
Why didn't they bring out 39? Maybe 2 months to the time, and not how many days you have.
Because he already has this 39 before today.
You have like 17 days.
He already has this 39 before today.
Okay,
he's just showing it to the entire. He's just showing it to the entire world.
Okay, this is what I've come up with.
This is what I've come up with, and I believe in coming days, probably 5-6 days from now, we'll start hearing you're somebody who is privileged, you know, to get those inside information.
Maybe one is injured.
We'll start hearing exactly. So I think he's a man who just Nigerians with all my travels, all my check-ins. These are, you know, our boys for now. Yes, there are some names that some people will say, Gift Urban, Chuba Akpom, and all of that. Leave those names. Let's work with this 39 that he has come up with. This is the time for us to support anything that has to do with the Super Eagles, especially Eric Sekou. So hopefully, in coming days, he will get the best out of 39. The fear is getting the best that will execute game.
It's not even the fear of getting the best. Whoever you're getting, I mean, we are condemned to win the remainder of the games that we have because Nigeria is sitting 5th on the log, right? 5th on the log in Group C. And of course, you're facing Rwanda and Zimbabwe. Rwanda first away, and then
in Kigali, yes,
Kigali,
and then of course
Zimbabwe. That's Zimbabwe.
But
so
we're 4 points behind.
Why are you embarrassing us now?
Beat Rwanda and then you cut the fourth to 3-1.
The first game is 21st and the second is 25th. Austin, you saw what he's actually doing right here. Yeah, I know we are 4 points behind, but the thing is, it's so easy. Just win your remainder games and you have a World Cup ticket. Nigeria cannot afford to miss another World Cup. We're not in Qatar. And then you're looking at the World Cup that will be hosted across 3 continents. We will not be there. Oh, well, I don't know. Central America. Okay. But okay.
Qualified, the World Cup will happen. And it is now left to us to learn from the lessons. If we choose not to learn, then we will go around the circles again. And that's what we have seen. We missed out of Qatar. Then we did Wuru to the answer, and the same fire brigade approach went to the AFCON. We got to the final, and everyone thought that everything is fine until now that we're in this situation. So let's see if we ever get to learn.
All right, let's see if we will learn. But I hope and pray that we qualify for the World Cup. So many people want to go to Canada, to USA, to Mexico, and to watch the Super Eagles play. Okay, let's look at the NPFL right now. Time to take a look at the NPFL. We're starting off with, these are Monday's results. You have Aqua United winning by a lone goal against Katsina United. So they are moving up. Academy Warriors and Lobby Stars losing this one. And Shooting Stars, 5 games in a row right now. Okay, goalless against Rivers United. They are winless in their last 5 games, and that's the reason they dropped to 3rd. Let's take a look at other results that happened on the weekend. We're starting up with Sunday. Okay, right now, let's look at Sunday. Abia Warriors and Nasarawa United ended 1-0. Bayelsa United beating Bender Insurance, coming from a goal down to beat them by 2-1. Canopilas beating Rangers at 2-1, and that's why Canopilas have climbed up. If you look at the top 4, they are knocking on the doors. Niger Tornadoes and Enyimba, their 3rd victory away from home of the season, beating Niger Tornadoes by a lone goal. Ikorodu City, right here in Lagos, beating Heartland 2-0. And Remo Stars, of course, had to extend their lead even before Shooting Stars hosted Rivers United. It was a lone goal against Plateau United. So for Saturday results, now this was a 6-goal thriller, Sunshine Stars and Kwara United. So now let's take a look at the big one. I mean, the Remo Stars game and Plateau United. People actually expect Remo Stars, just maybe they may drop points, but then they couldn't. But we'll talk more about the NPFL when we return from this break. Welcome back. Yes, Remo Stars and Plateau United. After that game, they extended the lead to 14 points. But Shooting Stars, they knew what they needed to do. Though they couldn't get a win, but they reduced it again to 11 points. Now, this game was crucial. 74th minute. That was when you have Samson Olasopo scoring that goal. Yeah. And that was it. Yeah.
And I've told Nigerians, you know, over
just look at what he means to Samson.
Over social media, and I said, learn this dance. This is the victory dance. Daniel Ogumodede Ijabol with his players, you know, doing the open and close dance. So, yeah, you need to learn that dance when the trophy is being presented. But it was a fantastic win, and these are crunch time win. Not the timing, but these are games that define a season. These are games that tells the kind of character that you've got. And I think Remo Stars, trust me, one of the beauties I saw Remo Stars this season is the fact that this is a team that has learned from every loss from about 2-3 seasons build up to now. Everywhere they've bottled it, every time they've played this kind of games and they've either dropped points by drawing the game or losing the game, they are making amends.
Yeah.
You can, if you watch that game, you will know this is crazy. Hard fought. Plateau United came as spoilers. But in the 74th minute, they got that victory. And that's what it means to the entire team, to the entire fans. And yes, probably, if Remo Stars gets to win, a lot of teams should take a seat and study what Remo Stars had done. The victory does not come today. It comes at the time it should come, after you have worked hard and worked hard. In fact, if Remo Stars win with probably 11, 15 points, some people say it was an easy win. It wasn't an easy win.
It wasn't.
They had to, really go through the, the roughs for them to get to this point. And yes, Ijabo. And, the owner of the club, well done to all of you guys. And Shooting Stars on the other side, hating what's happening with Remo Stars. But we love it. We love everything that is given. Like he said, the Oracle, Benga Gumbote, he said, until the final day or until mathematically I cannot win, we continue to fight.
He won't give up. I love that, not giving up. Austin, I mean, let's talk about Ikorodu City before we got... No, let's just move to Shooting Stars because he already mentioned it. Austin, Shooting Stars, I mean, we'll be talking about this team, chase down Remo Stars and close the gap and put pressure on them. But right now, Remo Stars are flying. I mean, the only thing they have to worry about is themselves. They're not looking behind because they know that all other teams have a lot to do to catch up with them. All they need to do, just win your games and then you're good to go with the title.
Yeah, but I think Remo Stars, they've done just enough. I mean, for you to go away from home and win 4 times in the Nigeria Premier Football League, that counts for something. And their dominance right there in Ikene. For Shooting Stars, with that blistering run that they had, they became the team to beat. And so teams that, went up against Shooting Stars, we look at them and say, okay, if we're not beating this team, they mustn't beat us. And I said they've been pretty decent. Like, this is a very difficult game. If you check where Rivers United is on the table, and they're also trying to keep hopes alive with their title ambition, then you'd understand why it was a very difficult game. Before this game, where did they go? They went to Aimba. They bust that game. I said it last week, and I'm saying again, they played so well. They scored a beautiful team goal. Lovely counter-attacking football. But that game ended 1-1. I was like, oh, maybe they can just go ahead and win that one, but it didn't happen. But if you look at Shooting Stars all through, you could tell that maybe they're getting tired. Not physically, mentally, because that run was, should I say, it was flattering to an extent. Maybe their head and they start, particularly that win that they had in Enugu. If you check, when they got back to Ibadan, I think they won 2 times, and since then now, things seem to be falling apart. But shout out to Shooting Stars. They should be proud of their season. They should just, stay focused, try and see if they can get, to the continent to, play good football. Remo Stars, what can we say? The level of intensity that they're showing. And maybe people don't watch the league. They won't understand. If you want to follow the NPFL, when a big team wants to play a decent, I want to play United now, a decent team, go look at that team's last 3 matches and you understand if it's going to be a very difficult game. I saw Plateau United and Bayelsa United. It was a very competitive game of football. And the way Bayelsa United, they are built, they will make you work. So Plateau United worked so hard, to win that game. And what a goal that they got in late time. Now they carried that form into this game against Remo Stars. And Remo had to labor. To win that. So they're showing and ticking all the boxes that they want to win the league title. And as it is, it's difficult to say they won't win it, Cecilia.
Yeah, it's difficult to actually say. Kano Pillars also doing a double over Rangers, Rangers International. Those are the champions of the league. But hey, they're not looking like champions right now. It was Kano Pillars, winning 2-1. Yes, it was a hard-fought victory for them. But Pillars, the way they have climbed steadily, Austin, to the 4th place. I mean, when you look at, okay, we are seeing the Ikorodu City right now against Heartland. You can see that of Kano Pillars, what that really means to them. And of course, you know, you have the fantastic captain talking about Rabiu Ali. You responded that sports kick in the 42nd minute. You know, that actually helped them. But let's just look at this one, what it means to Ikorodu City. Now they're 6th on the log. They're climbing steady back again. Yeah,
exactly. Maybe we should remind people that this is Ikorodu City's first season in the top flight, and they are doing this. See, at the end of this season, trust me, coach of the year is between 2 coaches for me.
Remo and Ikorodu.
Aweroro or Daniel Ogumodede. If you give any of the 2, anybody outside the 2, I would disagree. Now, for Remo Stars, it's because of the way they've gone, and probably they'll win the league. Let me use probably to stay safe. For Ikorodu City, since I'm trying to remember his name, left, and you know,
the former coach,
the former coach left, and then Nuruddin Aweroro came in. It's been a complete turn. You know, when they say everything is turning around, this is a complete turnaround for Ikorodu City. Yes, at the point they slowed down, but it's natural, it's normal. They are a small team in the context of the NPFL. They are just coming in. They came here to have a look in, survive, and probably launch next season. But they're already doing their launch in this season, and they are looking to make continental sport. Whether they make it or not is a story for another day. But for now, I mean, whatever happens run up to the end of the season, Nuruddin Aweroro is in contention for coach of the and I love that. Lagos is proud of Ikorodu City.
Austin, we were saying Kano Pillars. I mean, Kano Pillars at a point they were 13, then they started climbing steadily. We saw what they were doing, getting points away from home, getting draws away from home, and now they have climbed into the top 4. So while Enyimba is dropping down to 10th. Well,
can you believe it? Can you believe Kano Pillars? But they showed good form. To be fair, I think in the first stanza towards the end, it really got us talking. And I think that win in Enugu was a really big one for them. And sometimes they go away from home and then they peak. You cannot take away the influence of Rabiu Ali and what the likes of Ahmed Musa brought into the team, Shehu Abdullahi. They spurred the other players and they started doing so well. And that is their 12th win of the season. When Rabiu Ali scored against Aqua United, that was his 10th goal of the season. A 44-year-old guy. And when he scored this one, it was his 11th goal of the season. And you have some young persons who have not even scored 4 all season. So I think that sort of, you know, leadership that Kano Pillars seem to be enjoying under Rabiu Ali has also been, you know, a huge boost for them. And they seem to, you know, pick themselves back up. Remember there was a time we thought that, they were not doing so well as a team. And then they bounced back. They found a way to, you know, just get back. Even told their coach to step aside for some time because they didn't really understand what was going on. But they looked at it again, picked themselves back up. And here we are right now talking about Kano Pillars in the top 4. That's another team that, if they get to make it to the continent, Cecilia,
I trust.
Get us talking. So now it's really tight. There is Rivers United, Kano Pillars, and Rangers.
Yeah, and that's where we are going next. Yeah, that's where we're going to just take a look at the table. What is really looking like? You need to see your top 4 and take a look at how it has changed so far. You have Rivers, Remo Stars, of course, as we mentioned. They won 17 games this season. The only team to have done that. Rivers have won 11, and that's why you have Remo Stars just right there. They lost 7, 3 draws, and of course, goal difference of plus 16, and then 54 points. You come to Rivers as second, they are on 43 points. Now, you've seen the gap. And, of course, Shooting Stars on same points, but Rivers are leading based on goal difference. Of course, Kano Pillars climbing into the top 4, displacing some teams away from there. On 43 points, just 1 point behind our third-place Shooting Stars. Of course, goal difference are there here. But the games they've won this season, they've won 12 games this season so far. Now, bottom 4. Now, these are the teams. Sunshine Stars, while Shooting Stars are up here, Sunshine Stars are down. So the Stars not really so shining. It's Sunshine. Now, 31 points from 27 games, 9 wins so far. They've lost 14. and goal difference of -15. Nasarawa followed after 27 games. They've won 8 matches this season and they've lost 12, and that's why they are on 28 points. You go to Aqua United, yes, second from bottom, 27 and 27. So, I mean, it's a tie anyway. They've lost 14 so far this season. Same with Lobby Stars. They've also lost 14 games this season. Of course, they've conceded goals -14, but at least one better than Sunshine Stars. They are on 23 points. So these 3 teams, the likelihood that they may just go down. We'll leave it there, right? Yes, we'll leave it there. Where are we going to next?
When you said Aqua United after their win that they are coming up, I looked at you. I said, which up? Is there up in 19th? Maybe Austin can describe the kind of up they are going.
No, they are done.
A quick one on FA Cup. Austin, leave your Aqua United. A quick one on FA Cup. We'll just look at that. Leave Aqua United. Let's see what they can do next season. This season, I think, is over. Can they do anything different?
NNL.
Okay, I didn't say that. Austin, you didn't hear that from me. So let's look at the FA Cup quickly. For the men, these are the national playoff fixtures is out. You have DNM FC and Oaisa FC, the Eagle Eye and E-Ward, the Saplet Lions and Assemblies of God. You have El Shamam and Vervote Academy. They have Technobats and Flight FC. Yeah, I know we're just looking at names and like, where are these coming from? But it's for the men, the national playoffs. They have to do this to actually bring out, but the main teams will have to face these ones that will come out. Yeah, Gunja Academy and CP Strikers, Kogi Central Local Government and Harmony FA, Sunshine Stars on the 19, Condem FC. You have Simon Ben and Zamfara United. You have Discovery Academy and, of course, Sokoto North FC. So these are the teams. Of course, for the women, you have First Mahim Babes and Queen of Soft Landing. Wow, what a name. I love that name. Queen of Soft Landing. So now, quickly, second one.
Should play for this team. Queen of Soft
Landing. Yeah, I think I can actually play for a team like
should.
this. Yeah, I know. I will coach. I'll do the coaching, not the playing. Austin, you got updates from Champions League before we talk about marathon quickly. Wrestling quickly.
Big quick updates in the UEFA Champions League is PSV 0, Arsenal 3, but VAR is checking that Arsenal third goal scored by Merino. PSV didn't really look like they knew what they were doing with their defense. Ball fell to Merino, and he just had an easy tap in. But VAR is checking if there was an infringement before that goal happened. But there was a beautiful goal, thunderous strike by Ethan Nwaneri. He's on fire. And the good thing about that goal for Arsenal is he got the assist from another young player, Miles Lewis Kelly. So it was a good combination goal for the Gunners. I'm watching to see what the VAR will give that Merino's goal, but that's what it says at the moment. We'll wait to confirm it. Aston Villa did a good job going away. 2 late goals. They defeated Club Brugge away from home. Now, that's a good win. 3-1, it's ended for Aston Villa. Borussia Dortmund, they are having the lead against Lille. 33 minutes already played in that one. Atletico Madrid just got back into the game. Rodrigo gave Real Madrid the lead. Cecilia in the 1st minute. For Atletico, they've leveled up now, so it's 1-1.
Arsenal and PSV Eindhoven 3-0. Arsenal lead. That's
so
it.
VAR check done, confirmed.
Okay.
The goal stands, so it's 3-0 for the Gunners.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. All right, we'll get back to Champions. We'll give you more update of that. Let's quickly talk about the African Wrestling Championship. The Ecowas African Wrestling Championship. I need to add the Ecowas because it's the 50th anniversary. They started with marathon and now they are going to wrestling. So, let's listen, to the director of sports, trying to tell us what they intend to do in this year's edition. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, for the first time, you're having women actually participating in it. 11 countries are participating. They've already arrived in Abuja. Is starting on the 6th and it will end on the 8th. Velodrome at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. That's where it is taking place. Just part of celebration of the 50th anniversary of ECOWAS. So let's listen to the director of the ECOWAS Youth and Sport Development Center, Francis Ujungwanu, telling us more about these events.
The entire process of commemorating ECOWAS 50th anniversary with sports, starting with the marathon. This is the second activity in the series, and it is also sports. So this is kudos to sports. We open the floodgates of good things to come. We're expecting 11 out of the 12 member states of ECOWAS. Almost 30 editions held when it was in Niger and Senegal. And this is the 13th edition when we started holding it only once every year. All of those editions featured only male wrestlers. It is the first time in the history of the ECOWAS African Wrestling Tournaments that we're going to feature female wrestlers. So that's a new innovation. This is in response to the yearnings of our female wrestling community who have come out all over the years to say, what about us? It's a growing program, it's a growing process, and so we started by first training female referees. Over 20 of them have been trained across the region. At this tournament, just like in the previous 4 or 5 tournaments, we will have also female referees officiating the games. We're using the velodrome at the National Stadium, Moshood Abiola National Stadium here in Abuja. And the first thing that struck me, I'm not speaking as a Nigerian now, as an ECOWAS official, when we inspected the velodrome, was that in spite of the sun outside, it was cool under the tarpaulin there. So we thought that this was a very good thing. And we found that it would enable us to start the program much earlier in the day than 1 p.m. Team sports would earn $10,000 US. The second position for team sports will be $6,000 US. And the third position will be $3,000 US. Now, for each of the individual weight categories, there are also prizes. So for the first position of each weight category, you get 2,500 USD. For second position, you get 1,500 USD. And for the third position, you get $1,000 US. So each wrestler amongst the best 3 will go home with cash prizes. And of course, there will be medals for all the winning athletes. And there will also be certificates of participation for all the athletes and the delegations.
Yes, $24,000. That's the prize money that is up for grab when it comes to the ECOWAS African Wrestling Tournament set for March. Now, you have these countries participating. Yeah, Burkina Faso is not here. We know the reason. So you have Cote d'Ivoire, Benin Republic, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Togo, and of course, host Nigeria. It started in 2000, and it's the first time Nigeria is hosting.
Yeah. We know what Nigeria has become, you know, when it comes to wrestling, especially since they have joined forces with the national team. Daniel Igali, wrestling has, you know, skyrocketed to being one of the reliable sports when it comes to medal. As long as it's in there. So I think West Africa recognizes that, just like the world also, you know, has huge respect for our wrestlers. So it is worthy that you need to be host. But also, like I said in my opening, these are sports Nigeria, West Africa need to start really stamping their authority on the world. We know of so many countries who, when it comes to these sports, we know them for it. Africa need to probably have that country, or be, you know, whenever you find an African in any wrestling tournament, it's a go. They will get the medal, the top medals in that tournament. And yes, these are steps to do that. You come together, compete favorably amongst yourself, come out with the best, and you can be rest assured that when they go to the world, they will conquer.
Yeah, Austin, you know, in 2000, that was when ECOWAS officially adopted wrestling as, you know, ECOWAS sports. I believe by now we should, you know, have a kind of, we should be superpower when it comes to wrestling, you know, in the world. But we're still taking baby steps.
Yeah, but I'm proud of the progress, actually, because there's been a lot of developmental work with wrestling in Africa. I don't know about the ECOWAS region, but of course, no one can mess with Nigeria and what we have achieved with wrestling. What I just want to say, Cecilia, is I like this step that the ECOWAS seem to be taking. This shouldn't just be to mark the 50th anniversary. We can actually use sports to achieve a lot of diplomatic benefits. You know, sports diplomacy is big deal in the United Kingdom. It's big deal in Western countries. It was part of my core model during my master's degree, and I saw that we are not using it in Africa. So now they are using it as, oh, let's use it to mark events. No, use it often. Use it to, create employment. Use it to preach peace and unity. That's why I love what they did with the military games. Yeah. And you could tell the way the military games was pumped up, the way athletes participated, the objectives were met. Yeah. It tells you that sports has got the power to do so much more. So Ecowas, after this your anniversary, sit back and work with sporting federations in Africa and see ways that you can support sports, that you can use it, to achieve some of the things that we are lacking in West Africa. So it's a good one, Cecilia. They should speak to Daniel Igali. He is a fantastic resource for wrestling and its development, and he has his connect with United Wrestling Africa. He can bring them on board and then see ways that wrestling can do well. West Africa was strong people. We should be bossing wrestling. I totally agree that we have to be doing that now, Cecilia.
Yeah, definitely, that's what we would be doing. Well, as I mentioned earlier, tournament starts on the 6th to end on the 8th in Abuja. Total prize money of $24,000, all up for grabs. For the first time, we have women also taking part, so which is huge for everyone. 33 men and 22 women will be taking part in this wrestling event. All right, Champions League gets our attention right now. We are back to it, but we're going to be looking at the fixtures for tomorrow. Of course, we'll talk about the big one. This will be our focus for today. We'll start off with Feyenoord and Inter Milan. You have Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. This is a derby. Benfica and Barcelona, and of course, PSG and Liverpool. Yes, it's PSG and Liverpool. You remember what PSG did to Brest, right? 10 goals to nothing. Yep. They send them back and tell them, look, this is the League of the Champions and not for the likes. And that's why you look at the table and just realize these are the champions. So, no mediocres, that's so the big boys are here. This is the big boys club. Yeah. Now, Liverpool and PSG.
That's a crazy game.
How would that pan out?
That's a crazy game. I can't really, beat my chest to say this team will take it. As much as I have strong beliefs in Liverpool, what PSG has been doing in recent time, since the turn of 2025, I think they should get a lot more respect when you're breaking down or analyzing, any game they are involved in. Yes, it's Liverpool. We know what they have done this season, but this is also PSG, who's got a Dembele who can't stop doing magic, every match day. So many other boys, but I just single out Dembele because of what he's doing. The likes of Vitinha, Marquinhos. That team have got some great guys. And yes, football, over 2 legs, anything could happen. I can remember Tottenham against Ajax. Before the game, it was Ajax all the way, but Tottenham, got the spoils at the end of the day. But tomorrow, I would also have my eyes on the German derby. Because of the games I've seen them play this season already in the local, I think that game might end up being bigger than PSG Liverpool.
Bigger. Yeah. All right, Austin, we have to go. But Liverpool, PSG.
I think that's a big game. It's a big game. It will be a game where, a lot of football intelligence will be displayed. The players need to come out and, prove that they want it. But PSG, they've also shown us that they can give you those shocking results. Liverpool cannot afford to be complacent. Yes, they're enjoying good form. They play well as a team. But this is the UEFA Champions League. For instance, Arsenal has been performing poorly when they go to PSV. But now, they are bossing the game because anything can just go wrong and then you start asking questions. Now you see, I cannot say where the game will go, but I expect to see a lot of intelligence, in action, and then the best team will get on to win it. Quick updates. It's still Borussia Dortmund 1, Lille 0. Now it's PSV 1, Arsenal 3. PSV pulled one back from the penalty spot. Lang, did his thing right there. And it's still Real Madrid 1, Atletico Madrid 1. I told you Rodrigo gave Real Madrid the lead, and then Alvarez leveled up for Atletico Madrid. That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember to keep talking sports. Bye for now.
Keep talking it. Ken Idris, it was nice doing this with you again.
Yeah, it was good finishing with the UEFA Champions League. I call it magical night of the UEFA Champions League, and magic continues to happen. It's good to be here.
Yeah, you're back to the familiar in the UEFA Champions League. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Cecilia Mwongbe. Have a good night, right?